Hello everyone, welcome back to yet another important video on our SQL interview preparation series. This is our part 4 video and let us get started without wasting much time. So if you remember in our previous videos we were discussing more about theoretical questions and some of them were a scenario. So we just started with scenarios questions in the last video. So do ensure you are watching all the videos in this series because it will help you in cracking all your interviews related to SQL. So in this or from this video, we'll focus more on the scenario based questions that are possible to come in the interview. So yeah, so in continuation, write a query to check if there are any employees in sales department. So in this use case, I'm considering, our EMP table. Suppose if at all I want to check if there are any employees you know that are in a particular department, how can we do? Okay, like say I want a department, specific departments, I can check where department number in 20, something like that I can write. So I can use this in operator to get that. So this is giving me list of all the employees that are present in department 20, like that I can write. Now next is, user want to create a table that can store whether employees are active or inactive. Okay, so which data type should you use was the question. So now in this situation where in a particular column we want that to be either true or false or only two possible values are there, then we can give the data type for that specific field as a boolean data type. So remember this point. Okay, you, you will not get direct question on that, but you need to remember when or in which case we can use this. Now, suppose if at all I want to create a table with respect to this, how will I write? I can simply create table, table name, like say I'm giving EMP status and opening my bracket here, and then give the column names that you want, employee ID I want, and then it should be of integer type and I'm giving this as primary key constraint. Okay, and then followed by your e name I'm just giving. I also want ename and this can be of varchar. Okay, you can specify what is the size of that particular column you want it to be. Maybe like say I will say 50 is enough for me. Okay, it depends on what is that you need. And I'm just writing another column is active, and then I'm giving this as boolean type. Now this will be true if active, false if inactive. This is how it works. Okay, so this is how we can create a table and it will store the results, or we can store the results. So next question was write a query to retrieve top 5 highest paid employees from EMP table. Now this is a repeated question that is asked, or that was asked multiple times, and it will be asked in future also, because this is one of the common scenarios that is expected from a developer to know. So there are multiple ways of writing it. In the last video, I have shown you how we can do it using a partition by query. But in this, I'm just writing a very basic query using maybe order by and limiting it. Okay, so I'm writing select. I want e name, and I'm writing just a salary from EMP table for now. Okay, so just to give you the records or to show you the records. So we got EMP, e name, and salary. We got. I want to order this by salary, order by salary, descending I'm doing. So what will happen when I do this with respect to descending? All my top employees will come on the top, right? You see here, King has got the highest salary. Then we have Ford with 3,000. We have Jones as 2,900, something like that. Now we want only five. So I can simply write limit five and we can do that. Okay. So limit five might work here, or it might not work in SQL terms, but we can write it this way. Okay, so I'm using SQL Server. Okay, let us. Okay, so limit is not supported in this. Okay, so we need to write top five here actually. So we will get top 5. But in other Snowflake and all, if you are using, it might work. Okay. So check what is the database you are using, and accordingly you have to update your queries. Next question is write a query to calculate a total salary for each department. Now he's asking you to find out total salary for each department. Now this question is very interesting. If at all you understand this question, it will be very easy for you to write. Now again I'm taking select. Okay, so first what I'm taking department number, comma salary. From EMP taking I'm taking same. Okay, so observe the result here. Now we have department numbers repeating here, which means for every department we might have multiple employees that are present, and these are their respective salaries. But what do we need? We need total salary for each department. So all we need to do is group by department number, and here instead of salary we need to write an aggregated statement called as sum of salary. Now what this will do for each department, or that each unique department that is present, it is trying to aggregate the value. Okay, so and from EMP, so that's why I'm writing group by department number. So when I run this, department number 10, 20, and 30, these are the unique departments that are present, and this is the total salary for them. So if at all I want to give an alias, I can write as total salary. I can write like this also. Okay. So remember the question how he is asking and try to frame your query accordingly. Okay. He might not ask you in a very direct manner that you understand. Okay. They can make it tricky so that you don't understand. So remember the concept here. It will be easy for you to build. Okay. So now write a query to display department with a total salary greater than 1 lakh or whatever. So here, basing on this only, we can write. So all you need to understand that total salary when he's telling is what we are already using a group by department number. Now we need uh, departments which are greater than, let's say, maybe 9,000 we will write. Okay, and we will check how it goes. So how will we write if at all we want to write same concept? Okay, same concept. Select department number comma sum of salary. Okay, as total salary I'm writing from EMP group by department. Till here it is above question. Okay, after that what we'll write, having will come here, having, because we are filtering on an aggregated field, having sum of salary greater than maybe 9,000 I will write. So now which means what, we will get only department number 20 and 30. That is the expectation here. Let us see if that is working here. So we are getting only those two results. Okay, that is how you need to frame. Okay, simple question, write a query to calculate total salary for each department. Then it is your simple statement, department number and all. And if he's asking, like say, display departments with total salary greater than 1 lakh, then you need to use having by in your SQL statement. Okay, so remember how to write this. Okay, we will directly know this, but be, we might face difficulty in understanding this question. So focus on questions and the result for that. Next question is write a query to combine employees from two tables. Okay, so here I'm just simply taking EMP table only. You can take whatever the tables you want and you can write. So all important here is to know how you can merge or combine two tables. So I'm taking select a star from EMP. Okay, and then what, I will use union operator here. Okay, so I will use union operator to bring results from two tables. Okay, select star from. So it will double up the records here. If you see here, 14 records we got. Okay, so each record, this union will give only unique records, right? So the query will come even though after combining the results from two tables, if there are any multiple records for each thing, then it will eliminate that. Suppose you want to combine two tables and you want to keep the duplicates, what is the statement that you will use? That is your next equation. Okay. So the next question that was asked was, write a query to combine employees from two tables and keep all duplicates. So in this case, instead of union, I will use union all. So all, remember this keyword all means it will keep all the records. Now if you observe here, we got 14 records. When we run this, let us see how many records we got. We got 28 records, which means it is doubling up, or it is, even though there are multiple records, it is just trying to keep. Okay. Now write a query to create list of employees who belong to either finance or IT department. Okay, so he is checking for a specific departments or employees in specific department. So when you are getting this type of question, whether he is checking for a specific departments, then we can use in operator here. So if you remember our first answer about like how we have written same concept we can write. So I need list of employees which are present in department number 20 or 30, something like that. How will I write? Select, I'm writing select e name, comma department number, comma salary from EMP, where department number in 10 comma 20 I'm writing. Now if you observe, when we run this, we will get only those records that are present in these two tables, not department number 30. Okay, so we can rearrange however we want. I want department number in the end, that also I can do. Okay, so just keeping it here. Okay, this is how we can write. So next question is, write a query to calculate average salary across all departments. Now how will you write? Pause the video for a second here and think, how will you write? So we need to use an aggregated function here to calculate the average value. So simple, if at all I want to calculate average salary, all I can do is select average salary from EMP table. Simple. Now, if at all I want to calculate average salary per department, then you need to write again department number, comma, average salary from EMP table, again group by department number. Now, observe the question here. When he says total salary, you will do a sum on that. When he says average salary, you are doing average salary. That is the difference here. Okay. So, this is the average salary per department. Okay. So, remember the question and the difference of aggregations we are using based on the scenario here. Next question is 50th question we are in. Write a query to find employees who don't belong to a specific department. Okay, we are now finding the employees that are not a part of a specific department. Okay, I want to find, again, select e name, comma, department number, and where department number not in, I want list of employees who does not belong to department 10. So what is the expectation here? When I run this query, I will get all the employees except this 10 department. So I'm just trying to execute this. What is department? Okay, somewhere here spelling typo error is there. Okay, I didn't write here actually from EMP. Okay, now if you see the result here, only 20 and 30 departments are present, but not 10, like that. Okay, so we can write opposite of this also. In means only those employees that belong to department 10, not in means who does not belong to a specific department. Okay, now write a query to retrieve only first three employees in alphabetical order by their first names. Okay, so how will you write? Again, if you know the concept, it is very simple. Okay, if not, we will struggle to write. Okay, so first what am I doing? I'm just trying to bring select e name only. Okay, so just for easy purpose here. Okay, select e name from employee department. Okay, so this is not in any sorting order. So now what am I doing? I'm trying to sort them. Okay, so order by e name, ascending I am doing because he says in alphabetical order here. I'm doing order by e name ascending. So when I do this, what will happen? Employees are now sorted with respect to their alphabetical order. A, B, C. Okay, it is in order. Now what we need? We need only first three employees. Now I can write top three here, or I can use a limit, whatever I want, and then I can run. Okay, we got only those top three employees with respect to alphabetical order here. Okay, so this is how we can write. Now write a query to join employee table with the department table to display employee names along with their department names. So here we have two tables to consider. Okay, select, we have ename, uh, comma, department number is also there. From EMP table I'm taking, right? This is our first table. And just to show you, I'm also taking select star from department table. Okay, we have department. So in this department table, we have department number, department name, and location. Now, what is the requirement here? Write a query to join employee table with department table to display employee names along with their department names. Okay, now instead of this department number, they want to display department name, like they belong to accounting, research, sales, and all, like they want to display that. So remember these two tables, emp table and department table. And now let us see how we can write a query with respect to this. So how will we write? Okay, simple. Okay, select, I know I need employee name from emp table, so I'm writing e dot e name, and then I need a department name, right? So I will write d dot d name. Okay, from employee e, right? So for employee table, I'm giving an alias as e, and then I'm joining with my department table, and I'm giving the name as D. Okay. Onward, if you observe in EMP table also we have department number, and in department table also we have department number. So we can join on this column to get the record that we need. So I'm simply writing E dot department number is equal to D dot department number. Simple. So when we run this, it should give us the results that we need. Okay, what did we do? Okay, we missed a comma here. Okay, employee name and department name. So Smith belongs to research, Alan belongs to sales, Clark belongs to accounting. Like that, we can write query to bring results from multiple tables. Okay, now write a query to generate a list of employees with their total annual bonuses. So we need to create a column with a total annual bonus. Bonuses are 10% of their salary, which means they want to create a new column where we are calculating the bonus of the salary. How will we do in this case, or what can we do? Okay, think for a moment and let me know in the comment section. Okay, so the concept of this we have discussed earlier also. Okay, simple. It is again very basic. All you need to know is the basic max. So you will be able to calculate this. Okay, select. I'm writing, and I'm writing e name, and I'm writing salary, comma, salary into 0.1 I'm doing, which will give me 10% of my salary as bonus I'm writing. From what? From my EMP table. So if I run this, it should give me employee name, salary. Now you see here 800, 10% of 800 is 80, is bonus for this particular employee. This way also we can write. Okay, so write a query to generate list of employees with their total annual bonuses. Bonuses are 10% of their salary. So we are calculating a column called as bonus by simply multiplying salary into 0.1, which is 10%. Okay. Now again, next question, write a query to assign a unique ID to each result row grouped by department and ordered by salary. Simple. Okay. So what do we need to do in this situation? We can use a partition column here, or we can use partition by to get the results. So all we can do is select department number, comma e name, and I'm writing row number over partition by department number, order by salary descending as row number from EMP. Okay, so row num. Yeah. So this is giving us unique row number for each department here. You see here for department 10, we got 3 employees and assigning row numbers for them. Again for department 20, it is giving us row numbers. So for every department, you will have row numbers starting from 1. So this is how we can write. So unique IDs to each result row grouped by department. So to understand the question here, so for each department, he is asking us to generate a unique ID. That is what we have done here using partition. Okay, so write a query to delete a duplicate row from table, keeping only one instance of each record. Again, deleting duplicates is one common question that we will get multiple times. Again, this can be solved using partition by also. Okay, so all we can do is I'm writing with CTE as select, comma, row underscore number over partition by ename, comma, department number, order by EMP ID as row num from EMP table. Okay, so what are we doing here? We are trying to find out row number for each of the employee with respect to their department number. Okay, so first let us run this inner query and we'll see what is the result here if I run this. Okay, so what is the error? Employee ID might not be present. So we'll just check in a moment. Okay, so let us check, select employee number is there, not employee ID. Okay, so I'll just write employee number. And when I run this, what is happening? It is generating a row number here. Okay, if there are more than one for a specific employee number, then it will have two here. So if there are multiple records for each of this employee number, then we will get two. Okay, but because there are no duplicates present, it is not giving us any entry. Right now, what we can do on top of this is delete. Okay, delete from EMP where employee ID or employee number in, we can write select EMP number from CT where row number greater than 1. Simple. Okay. So first what we need to do is we need to find out if there are any duplicate records or not. So this query will give us that. So once that is present, all you need to do is write a delete query on top of that, finding where the record is there and deleting that. Okay. So this is the last question in this video. I hope you have learned something in this video. Do not forget to share this video with your friends who are preparing for interviews. See you in the next video with the continuation of this topic. And till then, bye bye and have a good day.